Yeah, this is being talked about around the world. Israel revealing new levels of disgust concerning the killings of two very young Jewish boys at the hands of Hamas. Let's bring in Equal Protection Project founder and Cornell University law professor William A. Jacobson. Professor, it's great to have you on the show. As always, I want to put this up because I just want to ask you, when you hear that soundbite, what do you think of Hamas killing these children with their bare hands, and how does it affect the relationship with Israel and the ceasefire?
Well, it reflects the depraved enemies that Israel has. I mean, these are crimes that are really ISIS-level sort of crimes, and it's done throughout Gazan society because on October 7th, most of the crimes were committed by Gazan civilians who crossed the border. They were lined up to cheer and to mock these dead children, an 8-month, a 9-month-old child. You had a crowd cheering about it. So people need to understand one of the reasons the Israelis are so tough is because of the enemies they have are truly depraved.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to put this up because this is Mark Dubowitz. It's an ex-post from him. He is the CEO for the Foundation for Defensive Democracies, and he writes, "I deeply regret my decades of support for a Palestinian state under Land for Peace and the two-state solution. I was wrong, badly wrong. I misjudged a society that prioritizes murdering Jewish children over building a better future for its own. I apologize." Do you think what's happening, or what happened the past couple of days, Professor, is changing worldviews, changing attitudes about what's happening?
I don't know if it's changing the worldview, because so much of the worldview is biased against Israel, but it's certainly changing the Israeli view. I think it's changing the American view, and it's changing some views around the world, that the notion that giving land for peace brings peace has been, destroyed. After October 7th and after what we just saw, the sick spectacle of a crowd cheering over a 9-month-old, child they murdered, I don't see how you have a two-state solution now. I think that it's dead. I think that when they killed the little Bibas children, any notion that you can live side by side with people who do that, I think is over. And so, yeah, I think that a lot of people who maybe had good faith, in good faith, thought that the answer to the problem is a Palestinian state, now realize that that's not the problem. The lack of a state is not the problem.
Yeah, and you had President Trump, Marco Rubio, kind of echoing that. Meantime, do you think that the Arab nations, when it comes to Gaza, when it comes to what to do with Gaza, do you think the Arab nations will come together with any kind of agreement, consensus on what the next step should be?
Well, I don't think they know what to do any more than anybody else does. The problem with Gaza is that it is so imbued with a terrorist spirit. It is so imbued with a hatred of Jews. It's so imbued of a hatred of the West that I don't know how you get over that. So I think, President Trump came up with a plan that was rejected in the Arab world. I don't know what the Arab world's going to do, but what they can't be allowed to do is funnel billions and billions of dollars into Gaza that end up going into building new tunnels. So I don't think they know what to do, and I don't think they'll come up with a meaningful plan that will work.
Yeah. William A. Jacobson, Professor, thank you for your insight. We appreciate it.